What's up? Welcome to another episode of DevTalks. We talk about everything technology-wise, engineering-wise, all around the world with your host Travian. And this episode is going to be another good one. It's going to be a good one because we're going to talk about some 3D printing, but maybe not in the way you expect. So, like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, and let's really run up the views and everything on this podcast. Just share it all. I appreciate all y'all who watch every week. And before we get into this episode, I want you guys to think about if you had a choice to 3D print anything for free, what would it be? All right, let's dive right in. Okay, so we live in a world that manufacturing is changing so much. And look, these episodes, I want to find a way to really expand on what I mean by technology and engineering. So, manufacturing, and especially with vehicles, I feel like I'm really broadening the whole aspect of this, has come into a turn and they're trying to find a way to change this. So, right now, I seen some news that Elon Musk and Tesla are making headway to 3D print cars. So 3D printing is very big. The whole works on it. I'm working on something and an app that deals with 3D printing possibly and stuff like that. But being able to 3D print a car can and the parts for cars and things like that can change manufacturing all around the world for different car brands and stuff. And this is going to be something big, especially for Tesla if they're the ones to figure this one out. And it will just be another thing in Elon's arsenal of stuff that he's managed to complete in life, which is very crazy now that you think of it. Like he's done a lot for himself. Definitely one of the kings of the tech world. If got to give credit where credit's due. But so if you're not aware, why this is so big is because this is a real breakthrough. If this is able to happen, this will not only increase productivity of manufacturing cars, but it would also make vehicles cheaper. And it's easier labor and all of that you have to worry about, and it's just something that is really going to be life changing towards production of vehicles. And would be something big for Tesla. They'll be able to get more cars out in a lot. They'll probably be able to meet an electric car demand that's going to come up soon with global warming and things going on, where certain states like California want you to have electric cars and force everybody to try to get these vehicles. So it will help with the demand. It'll make it cheaper, so it's more affordable for people to buy into these electric cars and get them these models that come out. And remember, the last episodes that I talked about, I took back everything I said about Tesla. I found a Tesla that I liked, I drove it, and it was nice. So there's hope. There's hope out there. And this is one of the things that Tesla's goals are is to try to get a $25,000 electric car out on market. And nowadays cars are expensive. If the car is not used, they're so expensive, like 40 plus. And like cars, it's hard to get a car out MSRP priced and stuff like that and try to find a deal on these cars nowadays. But increasing productivity and reducing costs is and the time and the labor and stuff is really going to impact how much these cars are going to cost. And maybe this will help people who are looking for something more affordable, wanting to drive certain stuff. I bet you there's a lot of people out there who want to drive Teslas, but they just can't afford it right now. And because of the prices of them and things like that. But if you're able to cut down some of these prices on a new car or whatever, that is something that's big. And if other car companies find ways to model after Tesla, if this is completed right, then other cars will be able to do the same thing. Like you're gonna have a lot newer cars, a lot cheaper, bring down prices down on them. Maybe getting parts for them is gonna be a lot easier, especially when a lot of cars people just don't make no more, but they still drive them. Now, say if you needed a part that they don't make no more, why can't you just 3D print it or figure a way around that? But my thing is I don't have too much experience with how 3D printing fully works and how it's going to be. My thing is going to be how durable is this going to be? How safe is it going to be? Like if we go out start 3D printing stuff, how I need to know how this is all going to work, how they're going to find a way to make these parts, how safe everything's still going to be with the material. Is it going not going to be as safe? Is it going to be a little bit more flimsier because of how it's been messed with? Or I'm just curious on how all of this stuff's going to be, how durable these vehicles are going to be, especially with accidents happening every day. Lives are something that's very good and precious. So want to make sure everybody's safe from this. So this has to be something that's completely done right, the right way, made the right way, tested thoroughly, make sure it's running completely, and so that this is something that can come into fruition in life. So that was one of my big outlooks and things about this whole 3D car situation. But another thing is, I want to know what other cars are going to be able the next to do this. And and the question that I'm going to leave out to you guys, if you want to answer it in the comments section, if you had to guess what car will take after Tesla first to start pretty 3D printing and their manufacturing for their vehicles, what brand would that be? I think if I had to guess, it had to be some company that's been around for a while or a company that has a lot of money. Either way. So if I had to guess, I'll probably say Ford be the first one to pick it up. But I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Could be another company in a different part of the world and things like that. I just it's not really for me to say, but this is my guess on who will be 3D printing after Tesla. So that's the choice that I'm going to go with. Well, another thing is going. How will this affect other car brands? Tesla comes out with this first and cheaper stuff. They'll bring the market and economy to them. I promise that's something that's going to happen. If you can make an electric car, there's a high demand for electric cars, and you make the cheaper models now, and it's not, and you're already a known brand that people are going to trust your stuff, and now more people are able to afford your vehicles. They bring down these payments, car payments, or whatever, as far as buying them, other car companies will take a hit. They're going to take a big hit, and Tesla, if they're the first ones to come out with this, will take a big bonus and rise. And it's going to be a flip into that. So maybe it'll be a good time to invest in Tesla if you haven't. Who knows if they'll be first, but it's definitely going to affect car companies all around. Something that's major and that's big. And I it almost amazes me, but it doesn't because my outlook on life and technology is stuff is always going to be able to evolve. If something already exists, somebody's going to think of a way or find a way to make it better or find another use for it. And people have been 3D printing stuff all the time. And I have seen things where 3D printed, like, tools and stuff probably weren't as durable and things, but there's a reason why it's cheaper. That's why I have such a big outlook on this whole safety thing for the vehicle and how safe they'll be and exactly what parts he'll be 3D printing in the Teslas. So it's very encouraging to see the future evolve and move on, but it's also worrisome because everything that hasn't been done is always going to worry somebody, and it's you never know because it hasn't been done yet and it hasn't been brought out yet. And this is something that can be huge and big, and I want to believe that this is going to work the right way because it can help a lot of people if this was something that was more widespread through all the brands and stuff like that. But if Tesla's the first one to it, it's going to help them the most, and that's just how life's going to be going on for that. But yeah, next week we have a special episode coming on. I seen some information on something that I can probably talk about for some time. So next week might be a little bit longer of an episode, but this week I thought just this whole 3D printing mess of vehicles and manufacturing was just something that's so big. So that's something that I wanted to talk about this week. I hope all you guys enjoyed it. Drop your thoughts, man. comment. And I see everybody watching the videos and stuff. Comment about your favorite part of the video, what you think about this. What do you think about cars being 3D printed? Do you think it's going to be safe or not? What companies would you like them to 3D print a car for you so you can get it a little bit of discounted off or things like that? Unless the company's being greedy and they don't tell you that they're 3D printing cars now and they're still charging you the same amount. That's kind of messed up. Honestly, very messed up. But regardless of that, thank you guys for tuning in. This is a shorter episode, but appreciate everybody who comes in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, repost the post that I put out there for each episode. Like them, share them. I appreciate all of it, all the support and all the love. Thank you very much, and peace.